Hello, welcome to Affiliate Window webinars, the first in a monthly series of webinars in which we will showcase the network's data and explain how the insights we're unlocking are trying to develop the way we think about affiliate marketing. Affiliate Window has enlisted the help of a business intelligence tool for the past couple of years now, and it's enabled us to share with the industry a number of unique reports such as click path to sale, mobile performance across devices, and now assist and influence metrics. We firmly believe that networks should be sharing this data and having conversations about the trends they reflect in order to appreciate and maximize the breadth and depth of the channel. Today, the strategy team, that's me, Kevin Edwards, and Matthew Swan, will be taking you through some of the concepts of assist and influence, a topic that very much goes to the heart of the future of the channel. We very much want this to be an interactive session, so after the short presentation, we endeavour to answer your questions that you can post during the webinar. We will aim to keep the slides around about 20-25 minutes with a few minutes to follow up with any questions and answers that have been submitted. So the power of influence, what do we mean by influence? Today we're going to be covering off what is influence, why should influence be rewarded, payment on assists, our new technology that we launched very recently across the network with Affiliate Window, identifying relevant publishers for any assist campaigns that you may choose to run, measuring success and the challenges of influence and the things that we need to consider when planning campaigns, some future reporting that we've got coming up, and some future reporting that we've got coming up. So what is influence and what is the purpose of today's session? Well, when we were thinking about planning for this webinar, we decided to come up with a broad concept of what we mean when we talk about influence of affiliates within the channel. And that's the power of an affiliate to either have an impact on or an effect on another affiliate or ultimately a sale. So with that in mind, let's consider a standard sale path that I'm sure we've all seen 100 times before. So you can see from moving from left to right that we have a consumer who progresses through the sales funnel from initial awareness and interest to a more considered appreciation of the product or service they wish to purchase to ultimately transacting. Now, obviously, there will be a significant amount of clicks and impressions that happen early on, which ultimately lead to the considered purchase. Now, all of this is fairly straightforward and fairly well known. And on our current overriding business model, last click CPA, the only part that affiliates are rewarded for has been effectively crowded into that bit at the end. We've squeezed that affiliate contribution into this final section, so it's not really surprising that affiliate business models have emerged that are premised on sale conversion. We only need to consider cashback, reward, and vouchers, all are aimed at pushing the consumer to convert with an incentive or an additional prompt. So we shouldn't be surprised considering that our commercial model has effectively created a race for conversion. Now, there are some affiliate payments that happen elsewhere. We know that some sectors and some affiliates command good tenancies and potentially CPC payments, and rarely that there might be some post-impression payments as well. But with tenancy accounting for about 5% of commission payments through Affiliate Window and the rest accounting for an even smaller percentage, we can see that CPA is still predominant. Yet we also need to recognize that that means that the vast majority of affiliates activity goes unrewarded. Let's be clear, this comment's not anti-incentive sites, as our data has shown that these sites often act as an initiating function, but it's more an appreciation that significant traffic is generated by the channel that is rarely credited. I suppose this next slide succinctly sums up what we mean by that. So in 2014, the network recorded 6.4 billion impressions, 656 million clicks, and 31.6 million sales. In other words, that's 21 clicks for every sale and 203 impressions for every sale. And given that, as I mentioned, we work to a predominantly last click CPA model, there's a significant amount of influence and activity here that is simply unrewarded, which through other channels and other companies that you would have to pay for. So let's now consider the affiliate channel in more detail. We know that on average, in excess of 80% of affiliate sales are single affiliate interaction, But this picture is now slightly clouded by a general lack of visibility on how consumers move between devices, but we'll have more on that later. But as is in keeping with a complex channel, the devil is in the detail. So we know that certain affiliates lose out significantly. And it's not even just a question of making assumptions about one type of affiliate. Generally, price comparison is one such channel, but increasingly, probably in contrast to the industry's desire to encourage more content publishers, bloggers often find themselves at the earlier stages of a sale. It's in this area of fashion, for example, that it's most noticeable, and it's not surprising that we've had most interest from this sector when discussing influencer affiliates. Understanding influencing affiliates is very much a long tail strategy, with our new functionality, which we'll come on to talk about later, enabling and encouraging advertisers to start thinking about affiliates differently. We want to start the conversation around engagement and influence and help things and offer the data that helps make these discussions more meaningful. It's also worth touching on the wider multi-channel piece. So typically this is traffic and click path data that the network has rarely captured, but Affiliate Window is now tracking almost 100 active advertisers across all online activity. And this offers us a fantastic opportunity to see how all channels are impacted by and impact other affiliates. Again, there is variance. We know that travel and fashion affiliates often deliver significant volumes of unrewarded traffic. Picking up on my earlier point, how consumers purchase across desktop, tablet and handsets, and indeed any combination of these, is transforming how we think about affiliate data. And really, this is an area that we're increasingly pushing, with getting on for 100 advertisers reporting back on multi-channel data to us. It really starts to enable us to drill down on a very granular basis into the affiliate data, something that typically we have never really had the visibility and the ability to do. And also typically people outside the channel don't really necessarily pay attention to that level of granular detail. So picking up on the cross-device piece, and understanding how influence may vary depending on what the sale looks like. Affiliate Window recently announced a new cross-device tracking system that allows us to apportion sales to affiliates who converted sales on devices that didn't have an affiliate cookie present. Now, for us, this is a significant network development, one that's been in excess of 18 months in the planning and development, and one that, in light of 50% of the network's traffic originating from tablets and handsets, shows how affiliates are not being credited for additional contribution. So you can see from this graph how the data is uncovering insights that previously were not available in the industry. So, for example, it's common for cookie periods to be set and generally ignored when they're set. It's one of those things that any standard program setup will have. They're typically set, and some advertisers may tweak them. In fact, it's been relatively common over a period of time for certain advertisers to trim them, on the understanding that the vast majority of affiliate sales happen very quickly, and that there isn't necessarily a need for a greater cookie period, that affiliates don't really influence beyond, or very few affiliates influence beyond a single day, for example. Now, in the graph on the left-hand side, you can see in the blue column that we have around about 70% of our sales from one program where it's coming through a single device that convert in a single day. However, when we look at that same program and assess cross-device sales, we can see that 3 times as many sales converted in week 3 and 4 of a cookie being dropped than in the first day. So contrast this to an affiliate program that doesn't track cross-device, and you can see how this data is starting to open up some interesting discussions about longer-term affiliate influence across different devices. Anyway, we hope to bring you more on cross-device in later webinars as we build our insight and knowledge of this increasingly important trend. So before I hand over to Matt, who's going to talk you through some of the reporting that is available in the interface, it has been built via our business intelligence tool, I quickly wanted to mention what assist and influence aren't, and what we weren't considering when we developed the technology. Firstly, we did not want to make an attribution solution. We strongly believe attribution should be happening at a multi-channel level, and have never been an advocate of dividing commissions, as this rarely makes much material impact and actually can lead to a drop in transparency on an affiliate program. I think it's something that people have typically tried to do and have tried to do exclusively within the channel, and actually it just doesn't work. We also never intended to create an alternative to CPA payments. More, we recognized that last click CPA doesn't serve all quarters of the channel well, and we needed to start a discussion about how affiliates offer far, far more than a simple conversion. And as such, more creative payment opportunities needed to be considered. It's an entirely flexible and optional payment model. And with that in mind, I'm now going to hand over to Matt, who will be able to give you a better idea of how it works.
To help advertisers reward influence, we recently launched our payment on assist model. Initially, a handful of advertisers trialled the concept, and they were able to manually apply bonuses to the relevant publishers based on the assist data that we capture within the interface. This functionality is now available within the interface for advertisers to set up their own rules for the model, and this tool will automatically run without the need for manually adding bonuses. I'll run through how advertisers are able to identify the relevant publishers to include in an assist campaign shortly, but once they've been identified, it's easy to set up a payment model for them. Advertisers can find this option in their account under the Commission tab and selecting Commission by Assist. This is what the dashboard looks like. In the Publisher drop-down, you can choose to set this up for all publishers or for selected publishers. We'd strongly advise that you run this for a select group of publishers, those that are typically influencing sales but are not converting them. We would also recommend that incentivized traffic sources are excluded from this. If you choose Custom, you are able to search for publishers by ID or by their name. You can also select how much you wish to pay for each assist, and different amounts can be set up to reflect whether the publisher was the first click, where they initiated the sale, or if they were involved later in the customer journey. If you're sharing other channel data with us by passing us back the channel that converted the sale within the channel parameter, it is possible to reward publishers for their involvement in a transaction that was converted by another channel. Daily caps can be set up to ensure that you're able to budget for assist payments effectively. When assist payments have been set up, this will run for at least 24 hours and the rule will be in place from midnight. It's possible to set up multiple rules, so different rules can be set up for individual publishers or groups of publishers. The payments for assists are automatically recorded in the interface at the end of each day, so the advertiser and publisher can easily monitor these payments. So how do we go about identifying relevant publishers? Recently, we launched additional reporting functionality in the interface so that advertisers and publishers were able to see where they've been involved in transactions without converting the sale. The additional fields that have been included are converted solo. This is where the publisher was the only one involved in a particular transaction. Converted AWIN. The publisher converted a sale, but another publisher had been involved, so they've effectively been assisted by another publisher. Total converted is the number of sales that the publisher's converted, either as a solo interaction or with another affiliate has been involved. Assisted AWIN shows that the publisher has been involved in a sale that another publisher has converted. An assist payment could be rewarded in this instance. Assisted AWIN first. This is where the publisher was first click in a customer journey that was converted by another publisher. Assisted other. This is where a publisher was involved in a sale that was converted by another channel. As I mentioned, we'd require an advertiser to pass back the additional channel data so we can see where an affiliate has been involved in a sale that's been converted by another channel. Total assisted, this is just the total number of sales where the publisher was involved in but did not convert, and this all ties back to total influence. This is where a publisher was involved in a sale, either assisting or converting that transaction. These reports can also be downloaded into a CSV file in order for you to be able to analyze these further. In addition, our account managers have access to a report that's been built using our business intelligence tools to easily identify publishers that are heavily involved within customer journeys without converting them. For example, they're able to tweak the relevant filters to identify any publishers that have an influence of over 100. This is where they've been involved in a sale, either assisting or converting, where they've converted 80% or less of these sales, for example. This will help identify publishers that are heavily involved in customer journeys that are not being fully rewarded for their involvement. We also have a number of additional reports that helps us to further understand the influence. So again, this reporting has been made possible by utilising our business intelligence tool to enhance the existing interface reports. Our daisy chain data is available to advertisers on request and provides a number of additional insights across a programme. Firstly, it's possible to identify the number of transactions that have had multiple affiliates involved in the customer journey. Typically, we'll see 80 to 90% of all transactions have just a single affiliate referrer, although this will vary from sector to sector. Where there are multiple affiliates involved in the transaction, it's possible to see how often each affiliate appears in each position. This chart shows each affiliate as a bubble, and the size of the bubble is representative of the number of instances where the affiliate is in that position. For example, you'll be able to see how many times each affiliate has been the first referrer in a multi-interaction sale. It's also possible to get an overview of affiliates that are winning and losing when multiple affiliate touchpoints are present in a customer journey. Additionally, for each affiliate, we are able to see the publishers that they have overwritten, as well as who they have been overwritten by. By simply selecting the publisher, it's possible to uncover these insights. This data can be a really powerful tool for understanding the crossover in publishers and understanding customer journeys across affiliate sites. This more granular data can help us understand the publisher type and even the publisher that has overwritten them to really understand consumer behaviour across the channel. Currently, this data only looks at the affiliate channel, but as advertisers integrate at a deeper level by passing us back the channel parameter, we're able to explore cross-channel customer journeys in more depth to provide additional insights. The report on this slide is not currently available, but it does give you a glimpse into the additional functionality that will be available in these reports shortly. Advertisers will be able to get greater insight into the promotional types that have overwritten each affiliate, and publishers will be able to see the promotional types that they have been overwritten by. Again, this is possible to further supplement this data with the daisy chain reports presented in the previous slides. I'm now going to pass you back over to Kevin, who will run through how to plan for payment on assist campaigns and also how to measure the success of these campaigns.
So now that we have an idea of the types of affiliates that might be specific to an individual program and that we might want to engage with, what's the checklist of things that we need to run through in order to run a payment on assist campaign? Well, clearly we need to identify the indicators for success. So what do you want to get from the campaign? Is there additional coverage you're seeking? Are there some specific products that you want to be reviewed? Do you have a desire to drive lots of additional unique content onto site? So it can vary between different advertisers, but obviously we're tying this all back to a click metric. We talked about identifying the affiliates. Remember, you can invite new affiliate partners via the affiliate window, affiliate directory. You can also ask your account contact for that report around affiliate influencers who might be relevant to your particular sector. And then you need to identify the parameters as well. How long do I want to run the campaign for? How much budget am I going to set aside? And how many affiliates do I want to target? Then identify the exposure. What additional coverage is realistic, considering what you want to achieve? You need to identify what your communication looks like in terms of going out to those affiliates. If you're only talking about contacting maybe 10 or 12 affiliates, then it can be quite a personal level of communication. However, if you're looking at a general affiliate-wide, program-wide engagement project, then that will obviously be potentially less personal, but it still needs to carry a compelling message. And then tying back to the original point, it's about monitoring, assessing, and optimizing the activity that has been run in order to hopefully run an additionally successful campaign in the future. So what can you expect to get? Well, part of the whole conversation around around Assist is there are things we would expect you to receive in response to running a campaign. It's worth considering that we don't just talk about sales here. We're trying to get away from the mindset that the affiliate channel is just about driving sales. It's about so much more than that. This product and technology is as much about the variety and rich content that can be created as much as our acquisition mindset. So we would expect to see an increase in traffic, impressions, potentially influence, that content, getting some really good, rich content on site. Obviously, we would hope to see an increase in revenue as well, but as I mentioned, that isn't necessarily the key driver. A greater understanding of influencers, and this is as much about an education piece about understanding what affiliates are capable of, rather than just kind of lines on a spreadsheet. That ultimately hopefully builds better affiliate relationships and creates a more diverse affiliate base. But there are inevitably challenges, and there will be questions that people will have around running an Assist campaign. So aren't I paying more for the same sales? Well, if you're going to just add top-up payments on top of your standard CPA, then yes, of course you will be. As long as that works back to an ROI that you're comfortable with, then this may not necessarily be a consideration. But again, this is a part of a big education process for everybody about making sure that you're optimizing your commissions that you are paying for your current sales. And also measuring the additional coverage as well. What value does that offer beyond a standard CPA payment? How do I ensure engagement? Well, there are no guarantees. Assist is in the early stages for us, but we have run some fairly compelling campaigns to date. And it also offers us the chance to engage with affiliates in ways that we haven't done previously. How should I plan a campaign? Well, it's obviously about being as creative as possible. There are no limits on what you can do and what you can potentially achieve with these campaigns, but it's still very much in that learning phase. Are there any regulatory concerns? Well, we believe they're minimal at present, but some of you may be aware that the Advertising Standards Authority has recently had a couple of rulings about how content is listed both on site, but also with video bloggers as well, and about disclaimers that people offer in return about the level of coverage they're offering when they're being paid commercially for that coverage. It is something we're aware of because we don't just see Assist as being adding more clicks and more links on site. It's very much about adding content as well. And it is something we're aware of and we're discussing internally as well as with the IAB about what next steps and how the industry potentially addresses that challenge. But we don't necessarily see any particular concerns at the moment. And then finally, is click a good indicator of value or influence? Well, we've always said that clicks are an arbitrary measurement, no matter how many times you count them, whether you're just looking at last click or kind of a shared click attribution model. So it's not necessarily the best indicator of value, but I think that the mindset that we're in is to try and open up conversations around those clicks and the influence they offer. We're still very much of the opinion that offering networks and affiliates post-sale value metrics, the number of new customers, repeat purchase, whether those customers became sticky and then went on to purchase a number of different products in the future, for example, are really critical to understanding the value of affiliate traffic. But we're not really at a place where advertisers are able or willing to do that en masse at the moment. So for us, it's about starting initial conversation around contribution elsewhere. So who's run campaigns? Drawing to a close now, I just wanted to focus on a couple of clients or a handful of clients that are in the process or have run campaigns in the past. So some good brands on the left-hand side there, and these are a couple of examples that you can find in the affiliate window offers hub that's available. There's an M&S campaign that was run offering a £1 assist for affiliates in March, and Hobbycraft is currently paying 50p per assist throughout the whole of April for affiliates on their program. So finally, I just wanted to give you an example of an advertiser who we're not able to name who they are, but they ran a campaign with us before Christmas. And here's just some feedback we got from a handful of publishers that they went out to. So they kept it a fairly low-key campaign. They went out to no more than 20 long-tail content-based blogging sites, and they received some really positive feedback from some of those affiliates. And the results you can see here are on the right-hand side with a really significant ramp in traffic Orders didn't necessarily go up by anywhere near as much in line with the revenue. But as I say, it wasn't really about increasing orders. It was about increasing engagement as much as anything. And so that brings us to a close on our webinar for today. If there are any questions, then please feel free to send them through now. We do have a couple of questions actually that I'm just going to pick up on now. So one of them asks about whether we're able to see how affiliates influence channels rather than just channels influencing affiliates. This for us is again very much around the level of integration that you want with Affiliate Window if you work with us. So if you're able to pass information like that back to us, then we're more than happy to carry out the analysis on that activity for you. Somebody asked about whether, in terms of offering all affiliates top-ups, what would, in terms of the level of controls for that? Well, as I've indicated, we've recommended that this is more of a long tail strategy about engaging with content and blogging sites. Cashback sites, for example, you wouldn't be able to necessarily apportion that activity retrospectively and then offer that as a cashback top-up. The cashback site would be working a bit blind on that. So that isn't necessarily something that we would recommend for all affiliates. So there are no other questions. So if you would like to sign up for the strategy newsletter, then please go to the Affiliate Window blog or the Affiliate Window corporate site where there are details about how to sign up for it via the form on there. Matt's also prepared an assist guide as well. So if you're interested in receiving more information in a formal document about some of the stuff we've discussed today, then please do email strategy@affiliatewindow.com. But that's all for today. So thank you very much for joining us.